eCopy Sharescan scan to Salesforce connector. The easiest way to test and play with this connector is to open a developer account on salesforce.com. With a developer account, you can get a very good database, a data set on the SFDC where you can play around and manage and see and test all the configuration without having to worry about any potential issues causing in a live environment. So you could go to developer.salesforce.com/sign up, fill up this form, provide your personal email address, and open up an account. As I said, once your account is open up, you get a very good demo data set system into there. Everything is possible. You have a lot of accounts, some opportunities pre-created, some users, and all those configurations are available. So that's a very good start, and you can start playing with eCopy Sharescan connector after that. So I have installed the Salesforce connector, downloaded from the navigator, and I got a demo license which I again downloaded from the evaluation license website. I just have one license which is being used by the simulator that I have. Uh, you would buy as any other connectors, you would buy as many devices you have, you would buy connectors for this. I'll just quickly give a rundown of this. But before I do further, the one important thing that you have to consider with the SFDC connector is, so I'm using, this is my email that I'm using to, I signed up for my developer account, and I'm using a password, but this is not just the same password that I have signed up with. There are two ways that you can connect to Salesforce using the eCopy Sharescan. The first way, if you are going to use an individual username and password, if you want to do that, then you have to go in and get a security token. So how do you get a security token? You can go to your, once you've signed in, you go to my settings, then you go to personal, and if I can remember now, my settings, I made a quick note of that. Let me quickly go my settings, personal info. Yep, so that is personal information, and reset my security token. That's what you have to do. So you go to reset my security token, and if you click on this button, you would get an email back in the email that you have signed up with, which will have a string of numbers and characters, about 8 to 10 digits long. So if you need to sign up, if you need to log in here using the username and password option, then you would put your username, which is your email, and for the password you will put your regular password followed by the security token that you got from the email. So you'll append both of them. So this first few digits are my real password, which is the password that I use to sign in with this email ID into salesforce.com developer account, and the rest of them are my security token which I got in my email once I click on this button. So once you have that information, you can append them, put it here, test, and you can do it. So now my Salesforce connector in my Sharescan is connecting to my Salesforce account using these credentials. But if you are going to be in a production environment and you are going to do single sign-on, then you can obviously not use the default login mode. You will be using the runtime mode, and in runtime mode you cannot append the security token of every user there, so you would be using the single sign-on mode. For able to use single sign-on mode, you have to add the IP address of the Sharescan manager into the trusted IP range for salesforce.com. So this is something that the Salesforce administrator will do for you in production systems. You just have to let them know the IP address, which is the internet IP address of the Sharescan server, and then the Sharescan administrators can go into setup Go to security controls, and under security controls there is a network access option, and in there, so this is the IP address from the source that your organization trusts. So this is where you would add the IP address of the Sharescan manager, so that Sharescan manager will be able to connect to salesforce.com using the API, and that is what it needs. So if you are going to use single sign-on, and if you are going to do runtime as, then you would use, make sure that you add that, and you would not fill any of this. So this is about how to connect to salesforce.com from sales Sharescan connector. So the connector allows you to connect to SFDC and attach either documents, attachments, or files. These are the three types of attachments that you can put into salesforce.com, and I will run you through a couple of them to show. So first what I did is I created a connector called, profile called browse SFDC, which is, I'm saying, just let me do whatever I need on the connector. I will choose what I need. So I have allowed all of them. I have not done any automation. I've not done again any automation. I'm saying that I should be able to attach to either accounts, contacts, campaigns, opportunities. So whatever is possible, I'm trying to attach to. I will skip this in this case because I'm not doing documents. I'm doing attachments. So I'll come and cover these ones later. So let's say I've created a profile called browse SFDC. It's called browse SFDC. It's published to my simulator profile. As you know, with any other connector, we can have multiple profiles, and I have these many profiles, and I will talk about a few of them in a minute. So the first one is, just browse Salesforce and drop your documents in. And this is where I want to explain a couple of things. So you scan the documents that you keep into the document feeder, you give it a file name, let's just say test scan for now. You go next, and as you saw, because in my browse connector I had all the three options available, I do have a choice to now scan what I want to do, whether I want to do an attachment, whether I want to do a document, or whether I want to do a files upload to SFDC. So files and documents are different tabs within SFDC. So if I go to my SFDC, you can see I have a tab for documents and a tab for files. These things don't link to any existing opportunity account or any of that. These are independent. These are like file and document repository on SFDC. So you can upload and you can save a file or a document there. Whenever you want to scan to an opportunity or a account or a contact, so anything which is the database part of set of the SFDC, then you would do attachments only. So to an account or to an opportunity, you cannot put a document there, or you cannot put files there. You can only put attachments there. So files and documents have their own space, but if you have to attach it to a record in salesforce.com, then you would be choosing documents, attachments, I'm sorry. So let's say scan file, caps lock off. So if I want to attach it to a record, then I will choose attachment. If I'm doing it to documents or files, then I will choose one of them. So let's say I will choose files for now, and I want to save a file in my salesforce.com. I've chosen files. By default, it will allow me to scan to my personal library. This is which is chosen. If I don't want anything else, I can just say send, and the document will be uploaded to my personal files or my personal library. It also has the option of browsing libraries. I only have one library in my data set, so I can choose that library. I can add tags to that library while uploading a document. I can do tags. Okay, sorry. So I'm now attaching a tag to a document which I'm putting into my library called library A. If I say send this document, the document is gone. So what I did right now is I browsed through Salesforce, went to file, and attached a document to that file in a document library. For that, what I can do is I can also create a individual profile which does not give me those options and takes me straight to files option. So if I choose this profile now, and I can show you the configuration part of it. In the configuration, what I have done for this is I have unselected Let me just say again, test scan. See, in this case, I did not have to choose files or for attachments or documents. It is going straight to this, and again, I do have the option of doing either personal files or library. So let's just go to personal files now. So I've scanned 2 files now into my Salesforce. I will go to my Salesforce. I can go to my files, and I should have, if I go to all files, I can see both these files. One is the scan files and one is the test scan. And if I go to my private library, again, because I'm, so this is the test scan which I did, and if I go to library A, which was the scan files, so I, the library A, the libraries are something which the Sharescan administrator uh, defines and publishes out to all the users. So we do have the ability to scan to those libraries, and we also have the ability to scan to my personal files as well, my personal library as well. So just to give you a quick view of how this was configured, I would go to my files profile. So in the files profile, what I did was I just unselected documents and attachment, and I'm saying that the only destination for this profile is files. So again, then these are immaterial in this case. We are not, again, this is immaterial in this case as well. So all is important is file. I'm saying that default is scan library, my personal library, but allow me to share as well and allow me to tag as well while I'm doing. So this was the tagging screen, and I was able to tag. So that's how the my files was configured. If I show you another one where is documents is configured, so in this case I unselect attachment and files, just leave the documents part of it, and again all these 3 fields are tabs are immaterial. They don't do any configuration. The documents tab, I can create a keyword which you can add. Let's again like tags or keywords that you can attach to a document that you're uploading. And documents is again a site administrator role. They can create document libraries, document folders, and you can put documents into that. So just to give you again a end user experience out of that will be, I can have a documents button. Again, because I've unselected attachments and files, it will not ask me that. It will go straight to my documents folder option. Documents are scanned, asks for a file name, scan to documents, let's say, and in there I have a couple of folders, my personal documents, project A, project B. So let's say this is project A files, and I can add keywords that this is the general release, okay, to that, and say send. So done. Now if I go to my Shareforce online, so this is right now I'm online, my developer account data set, go to documents, I can browse my folders. So project A, scan to docs, this is what I've just scanned, and this is the document. If you search on the tags or the what are they called here, uh, keywords, you can search on keywords as well, and you would be able to find the document here in Salesforce with the keywords as well. So keywords are also attached to the document. You can search on keywords as well. So keywords or tags, it's just 2 different names for 2 different places where the document goes in salesforce.com. So that's documents and files. Now coming to the places that we can scan, which is things like accounts and opportunity. Probably these are something that we would scan more to. Again, if I want to show you that if I just didn't had any other button and I just left the browse button, which allows me to scan anywhere and choose while I'm scanning. So I scan set of documents. So let's say I'm going to scan for this case to an opportunity. There is an opportunity called Genie Point. This is again part of the demo data set. So as I said before, if I have to scan to an opportunity account contact, it has to be attachments. Document and files are different repositories. So I'll go attachment. So now I have the opportunity to pick whether I want to scan to an account, a contact, a case, a lead, or opportunity and assets and so forth. So let's say, as I said, I want to scan to an opportunity. The opportunity name I know is Genie Point something. It goes on after that. And I'm going to search for this based on the name of the opportunity. I search. So these are the three opportunities. I can pick the opportunity that I want and send the document out. So this one, as you saw, there's a couple of button presses. You have to find whether you want to scan an attachment, document, or file. Then you have to choose whether you want to scan to opportunity, account, contact, and so forth. So rather than doing all of that, I have created individual profiles, which allows me to go directly to accounts, directly to opportunity, and directly to contacts and so forth. So let me just run you through for directly scanning to an account. So if you want to see the document that I just scanned, what I could do is I could search for Genie Point. So this is not the opportunity. I can just okay, let's say Genie Point, and let me just search for that. It should show me all the, so I think I chose the SLA opportunity, and if I now go to notes and attachment, that's the opportunity Genie Point that I just scanned right now. So that's the PDF. You can view the PDF and you can do all of that. And that's standard Salesforce functionality. So we have uploaded a PDF file to the opportunity of our naming. So as I said, I don't want to browse through all of that in every button press. I can create different profiles. I created a profile which will take me straight to opportunities, and in that I will search for the opportunity that I want and I will drop the document in. So again, when I go through this button, it will not ask me whether it's files, attachments, or documents. It knows that it is just attachments. So again, Genie Point opportunity, go next. So in this case, as you will see now, I have already hard coded that the type is going to be opportunity, search on field called name. So it is already showing me all the opportunities that it has done a search on, or behind the scene. But if I want to search on a specific one, I would just enter the one that I need, search. Again, I see all of them. Let's say I pick it for lab generators and send. The document is again gone to that opportunity in Salesforce. So if I go again to all my Genie Point opportunity, uh, search for that, Genie Point Labs is what I scanned to this time. So notes and attachments, that's the file there. So, and similarly, I have created a profile for accounts, I've created a profile for opportunity, I've done for contacts. And the way that I have done this is, so if I go to the opportunity one now, so again I'm saying I'm just going to scan attachments, no documents, no files. I'm not doing any automation, I'm not doing any, so I'm not doing any automation, which is part of the like a data publishing part. But I'm going to, what I've done is I've hard coded that use data publishing value to select the record to attach to, and I've hard coded that it will be opportunity and it will be the record field to search on will be name, and then the field value is where you search on. So if you, let's say if I wanted to later on create a specific button for Genie Point, because a Genie Point SLA generator, which is the one opportunity that I'm going to work on every day in the month or a week, I can hard code that value as well. So it will automatically would have searched all Genie Point opportunities, and it will allow me to just with very minimum button presses be able to scan to that, and the rest of them are not material in this profile. So that's how you can do some hard coding, create some profile which go to specific places within salesforce.com. And the last one to do is browse, sorry, not browse, I have, we can also do data publishing in the connector, as all most of the connectors allow in Sharescan data publishing. So in this case you would have to choose that you are doing data publishing. Sorry, let me just there's some screens at the bottom of it which we can't see right now. But what I'm going to do is, what I'm want to do is, I want to scan to the accounts using data publishing. I have some cover sheets that I've created, and the cover sheet dictates where the document will go into Salesforce. So I'm going to automate a bit of that. So again, I've just said I want attachments. In the data automation general, I'm saying use data publishing to determine whether it's an attachment, document, or file, and I'm hard coding it is attachment, because I'm going to scan to accounts. I'm not scanning it to files or documents. So I'm scanning it to a record called accounts, and so that's why it has to be attachments. Further down the screen, which I can't scroll because of my resolution right now, I'm recording and the resolution is a bit low on that, is a express mode button. So you have to click on that express mode button, and in the automation details, I have so I'm going that my record types is account, the record field is name, and this value is a data publishing value coming from my smart forms extender, which I will show you in a minute. So you have to provide these three things. So this value is a data publishing value, again I'm repeating, which is coming from, in my case, my smart form extender. It could come from forms processing or data publishing or any of those ones. So the one thing that we have to keep in note with these connectors is that some of the values, as you can see in this balloon tip, the ones which are system generated, they have a dollar in front of them, but the ones that you create in the system by using one of these data publishing tools, which is like smart forms, forms processing, or lookup extender, they don't need a dollar in front of it. So I use data publishing to nominate where it goes. This is the data publishing value which is coming from a form. In this case, again, because I'm not going to scan to documents and files, which is further down there, it does not matter, but it needs a tick box here. So I have just tick box and just entered any value. But because I'm always going to be scanning attachments in this case, these things don't matter, but it just needs some values there. So I have to tick them and I have to provide some value. So as you will see also is that I have a smart form extender, which is the form that I've created, and from there's a value which is coming out, which I'm using here. And just to show you that just shouldn't have done that again because of my okay, because of my resolution, again I'm sorry I cannot show you the smart form extender profile. There is a profile created in which I have a simple cover sheet. Let me show you the scan part of it and then we will be able to see. So let me just change the scans that I'm doing. So instead of SFDC, now I will be scanning to SFDC auto. I'll be picking up my files from this folder location. So now if I go to my simulator and choose the profile, which is, I've named it conveniently for myself using data publishing. So basically I'm scanning to accounts using data publishing. So I scan 4 pages of documents and I'll show you. It's a very simple form I've created for this demo purposes. So 4 pages scan. The first, this is the cover sheet. So I've created a cover sheet. Record type is account, record fields is name. I'm not using these are actually hard coded already, and the value is, this is the account name. So this is Edge Communications for the first one, and for the next one this is Dixon's PLC. So this is where my pages will go. So subsequent pages will go into these accounts. It could be opportunities, it could be contacts, it could be anything. So wherever you need to scan bunch of documents, you can create cover sheets, or there's a barcode, or you can use data publishing, any of those variables that you can create, you can do that. So all I did was scan, next, done. This could be hot folder as well because it supports data publishing, so it could be hot folder as well. You could have dropped a document into a folder, and based on the folders I could have put it into a certain place in salesforce.com. So now if I want to go and look at these documents, I can just quickly go to home. um, as I said, one of the document is being dropped in Edge Communication and the other one was dropped in Dixon's. So if I go to Edge Communications, notes and attachments, this is the one which I've just done, 28. Yeah, that's the one. Is it the one? No, that's not the one. Probably it needs a refresh. Yep, that's 2509/2017. This is the first document, and the second document will be in the Dixon PLC. Again, let me just quickly refresh that. Notes and attachments. Uh, Yep, scanned on 2509.2. This .2 is coming from my again from my smartphone extender, because there was two batches in the document, two documents in the batches, so that's why. The file name could also be changed. It could use data publishing values. It could be handwritten. It could be hard coded, or any of those. So yep, that's the couple of different ways that we can scan to salesforce.com. We can create multiple profiles. We can use data publishing. I've told you about what you need to do to be able to scan to salesforce.com. Thanks you for watching.